All right, back again for another deep dive. And today we're going to get into some current affairs that are really going to matter for your exam prep.
That's right. We're going to pull out those insights that could just give you an edge.
We're talking legal rulings, infrastructure projects.
Even some mind-boggling science.
Oh, and before we jump in,
I'm sure to hit that like button and
subscribe so you don't miss out
on these daily deep dives.
Okay, let's kick things off with something every UPSC aspirant needs to know, the charge sheet.
Oh, the charge sheet.
We hear this term thrown around so much.
Yeah,
What's the big deal here?
I mean, it's more than just a document, It's like
Right.
the final report card, if you will, of the police investigation.
Okay.
It outlines the evidence, the charges against a suspect.
Right.
So you can think of it as a roadmap for
Right.
the whole legal battle ahead.
Makes sense. But for us, the UPSC prelims warriors,
Yes.
what are the key takeaways here?
All right. Well, first things first, you got to remember those crucial deadlines for filing the charge sheet. Right. 60 days for cases in lower courts.
Right.
90 days for sessions court cases, right?
Right.
And this isn't just some random procedural detail.
Yeah.
It directly connects to fundamental rights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if the police miss the deadline,
Yeah.
boom, accused can walk free, default bail.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Really highlights the concept of due process,
Yeah.
timely justice.
Speaking of ensuring fairness,
Yeah.
a recent Supreme Court ruling
Okay.
emphasized that accusations in a charge sheet, they can't just be, flimsy claims or hearsay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They need solid evidence to back up those charges.
It's like the Supreme Court saying, show me the receipts.
Exactly.
Before we move on from this, though,
Yeah.
can we break down cognizable and non-cognizable offenses?
Oh, yeah.
This is something that always trips me up.
Yeah, I get it.
These terms just, they're so technical.
Right. They sound technical, but it's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Cognizable offense, police can arrest without a warrant.
Okay.
They can start their investigation immediately.
Right.
Think murder, theft, right?
Yeah.
Serious enough. Warrant immediate action.
Okay, so non-cognizable would be,
Less serious.
okay.
Like a minor argument, petty theft.
Okay.
Police can't just jump in.
Yeah.
They need permission from a magistrate
Right.
to even begin an investigation.
Oh, okay.
This is, power of the police, recurring theme in UPSC polity. This distinction's crucial.
Oh, yeah.
Really got to know it.
Okay, that makes so much more sense now.
Glad to hear it.
Now, let's switch gears
Yeah.
from the courtroom to, well, a pretty scenic road trip.
Oh, nice.
Imagine cruising along a highway,
Okay.
surrounded by majestic mountains,
Sounds nice.
but then, boom, stuck in traffic.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, frustrating.
So frustrating.
Well, that's exactly what the Banihal bypass is trying to fix.
That's right. Big deal for traffic flow.
So this Banihal bypass, what's so special about it?
Think of 4 lanes, impressive viaducts, cutting through the terrain.
Wow.
And a whole lot of relief for anyone traveling on NH44, right?
And bypasses the town of Banihal,
Yes.
which used to be a major choke point.
Huge choke point, yeah, especially for tourists heading to Kashmir.
Oh, wow.
Even defense vehicles.
Interesting. And speaking of NH44,
Oh, yeah, NH44.
this isn't just any highway.
No, not at all.
It's the longest national highway in India.
That's right, stretching over, get this, 3,745 kilometers.
Wow, that's like driving from Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
It is. Talk about connecting the country.
Really connecting the country.
Yeah, this small development
Yeah.
that it has these ripple effects,
Yeah.
connect to infrastructure development,
Yeah.
regional connectivity, economic growth.
All these key themes that
Absolutely. UPSC loves.
UPSC loves. Okay.
Geography, economy, all that.
All right, now get ready to dive into something truly mind-boggling.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're talking the KM3net project.
What is that?
Literally diving deep into the Mediterranean Sea
Really?
to study these mysterious particles called neutrinos.
Okay.
They call them ghost particles for a reason.
Ghost particles, why?
They barely interact with matter.
So they're hard to.
Incredibly difficult to detect.
Wow.
Ghost particles, underwater telescopes.
That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It kind of is.
I like it.
The project uses incredibly sensitive detectors
Okay.
to capture these faintest flashes of light
What kind of light?
called Cherenkov radiation,
I've heard of that.
produced when neutrinos interact with water molecules.
Okay.
Imagine trying to spot a single firefly in the middle of a vast, dark ocean.
Ooh, Ooh, wow.
That's the level of sensitivity we're
Yeah.
talking about here.
That's incredible.
Okay, so what's the big deal about neutrinos?
Right. Why do we care so much?
Why are we going to these lengths to study them?
Yeah, why?
Because they could hold the answers to some of the biggest questions
Okay.
in physics and cosmology. They can travel billions of light years undisturbed,
Okay.
giving us information about distant galaxies, supernovae, even the Big Bang itself.
So it's like a direct line
Yeah.
to the universe's most dramatic events.
Yeah, it's like having a time machine
Right.
that lets us peer into the past,
I love it.
understand the evolution of the cosmos.
That's incredible.
And just as neutrinos are adapting to their environment,
Okay.
there's another fascinating species that's mastered the art of survival,
Oh.
even in the face of human expansion.
Who are we talking about?
The golden jackal.
The golden jackal. I
Yeah.
thought most wildlife was struggling with
Yeah.
habitat loss and human,
Encroachment.
encroachment, right?
What makes the golden jackal so special?
They're adaptable. It's remarkable, really.
Okay.
These caninids, they're not just surviving,
Yeah.
they're thriving in human-dominated landscapes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've adapted their behavior.
Okay.
They're nocturnal in urban areas.
Oh, to avoid...
To avoid conflict, exactly.
Interesting.
They're like the ninjas of the animal kingdom.
I like that.
Yeah, they're resourceful,
Okay.
diverse diet,
Okay.
fruits, small animals, insects, even scavenging.
So they're really...
They're masters of survival.
Wow.
Himalayan foothills or the bustling streets of a city?
They're changing the game of survival.
They are.
Okay, well, this highlights, I think, for UPSC,
Mm-hmm.
the importance of understanding that ecological balance,
Right, exactly.
those complex interactions
Okay.
between humans and wildlife.
A theme that pops up all the time,
Yeah.
environment and ecology, essays, GS papers.
Okay, time to switch gears again.
Let's do it.
Now we're talking about something that keeps our modern world running on time,
Okay, I'm intrigued.
the atomic clock.
Oh, wow.
This isn't just about keeping your schedule straight.
Right.
This is about precision timing that impacts everything.
Like what?
GPS navigation, telecommunications.
Yep.
Imagine a clock so accurate it loses less than a second over millions of years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mind-blowing, right?
Totally.
But how does it work?
Yeah, how can something so small be used to
So small as an atom.
measure time so precisely?
Yeah.
It all boils down to the vibrations of atoms,
Okay.
specifically cesium atoms.
Okay.
Think of it like a tiny, perfectly tuned pendulum
Okay.
swinging back and forth at this incredibly stable frequency.
So we're harnessing the fundamental nature of atoms
That's
to
right.
keep time.
We are.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
And I hear there's been a new development
Oh,
in atomic clock technology
where?
in the UK.
In the UK? Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, they've invested in a new type of atomic clock
Okay.
that's even more precise.
Wow. Even more precise.
Implications for a wide range of fields,
Like what?
scientific research,
Mm-hmm.
national security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a reminder that technology is constantly evolving
Right.
as UPSC aspirants. We need to stay on top of these trends.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Speaking of things that need attention,
Uh-oh, what's that?
let's talk about osteoporosis,
Okay.
condition that weakens bones, makes them more susceptible to fractures,
Right, I've heard of that.
often called a silent disease,
Silent disease. Yeah, why is that?
because it can develop gradually without noticeable symptoms.
Well, that's scary.
And as India's population ages,
Yeah,
this is becoming a more important health concern.
that's right. It is.
So what causes this weakening of the bones?
Yeah, is it just part of aging or?
Is it just a natural part of aging?
Yeah.
It's all about a balance between new bone formation and old bone loss.
Okay.
As we age, this balance can tip,
Uh-huh.
leading to a decrease in bone density and strength.
Yeah, it's not just age, though.
Right.
Diet, exercise, lifestyle choices all play a role.
So there are things we can do to
That makes
prevent or slow down this process.
Yeah, a healthy lifestyle,
Okay.
calcium-rich diet,
Mm.
regular weight-bearing exercises, enough vitamin D.
This is good advice for everybody.
Yeah, for everyone.
Not just UPSC aspirants,
Right?
but for the exam.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to look at osteoporosis
Yeah.
from a broader perspective,
Okay.
not just a health issue,
Right.
a socioeconomic issue,
Especially in a country like India.
growing elderly population.
That's right. This is relevant.
Yeah.
Public health infrastructure, social welfare schemes, even the economic implications.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, all relevant.
Now, let's move on to something that's music to the ears
Okay.
of aspiring international students.
Okay. What's that?
The introduction of new e-student visas.
E-student visas. Oh, tell me more.
This is a big step towards making India a more attractive destination
Yeah,
for students from around the world.
that's great.
So tell me more about these e-visas.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
It's all about simplifying the process.
Okay.
Making it more convenient, you know? Imagine you're an international student, you want to study in India.
Right.
Navigating the traditional visa process, it can be a hassle.
Yeah.
These new e-visas, they streamline the application process.
Okay.
You can apply online, get your visas quicker.
So no more endless paperwork.
No more paperwork.
Waiting in long queues.
Exactly. No more queues.
This is huge for
huge relief.
international students.
Yeah, it is.
So the e-student visa, specifically for those accepted into full-time programs,
That's right.
recognized Indian institutions.
Right.
It's valid for up to 5 years.
5 years. That's great.
That's fantastic.
It is.
What about the e-student X visa?
Ah, that one's for the dependents
Oh, okay.
of the e-student visa holders.
Okay.
Allows them to join the student in India.
Makes sense?
Part of making India more welcoming,
Right.
accessible.
This is a positive development, not just for students,
Yeah, not just for students.
but for India's higher education sector. Reflects India's growing focus on internationalization,
Right.
attracting global talent.
Huge benefits, long-term
Yeah.
economy, research development, even India's global standing
Right.
in education.
All right. Now, for a topic that always gets the UPSC buzzing,
Ooh, what's that?
defense dynamics.
Okay.
The potential purchase
All right.
of the Abdali missile by Bangladesh.
Okay.
This is raising eyebrows,
Yeah,
sparking discussions about regional security.
that makes sense.
So, geopolitics, it's a complex game,
It is.
and this potential deal adds another layer of intrigue.
Definitely does.
So the Abdali,
Yeah.
also known as the HAT-F2,
Okay.
a short-range ballistic missile developed by Pakistan.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so what are we talking about here?
Yeah, like how powerful is this missile?
Yeah, how powerful is this missile?
Oh, no.
Abdali has a range of about 180 to 200 kilometers.
Okay.
Can carry a warhead weighing up to 450 kilograms.
Wow. Okay.
It's also road mobile,
What does that mean?
meaning it can be transported and launched from a vehicle,
Oh, okay. So it's got
giving it a certain level of flexibility.
a certain level of flexibility. Yeah.
Those are some serious specs.
Yeah, they are.
But is it a game changer?
Right. In the regional power dynamic.
Yeah, the regional power dynamic.
Well, while the Abdali itself may not drastically shift things,
Okay.
the potential deal does raise questions.
And like what?
About Bangladesh's defense strategy.
Right.
Their relationships with both India and Pakistan.
Makes sense.
It's a situation worth watching closely.
Yeah.
Especially if you're interested in international relations,
Right.
security studies, you know.
Right. And this is exactly why we do these deep dives.
That's right.
It's about connecting the dots.
Yep.
Understanding the implications.
Yeah.
And seeing how these seemingly unrelated events
Mm-hmm.
can actually be part of a much larger narrative.
Exactly. And sometimes even well-intentioned actions
Yeah.
can have unintended consequences.
Right.
Which brings us to our next topic.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The case of Mukuna Bhaktiyatta
Mukuna Bhaktiyatta.
in Tamil Nadu.
Okay, what's the story here?
It's a cautionary tale
Okay.
about an invasive species that's turned from friend to foe.
Friend to foe.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
So Mukuna Bhaktiyatta,
Okay.
the leguminous vine,
Right.
initially introduced to rubber plantations
Huh.
as a cover crop.
So it sounds like a good idea.
In theory,
Yeah.
what went wrong?
It turned out to be a bit too successful.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it started growing aggressively,
Oh, no.
smothering the rubber trees it was supposed to protect,
Wow.
spreading to nearby forest areas.
So it's like a plant gone rogue.
It is. It's like a plant gone rogue,
Okay.
posing a threat to native plants,
Mm-hmm.
even encroaching upon the Calicut Mundantarai Tiger Reserve,
Oh, wow.
a critical habitat for tigers.
So what are they doing about it?
The Tamil Nadu Forest Department, they're working to contain it,
Okay.
trying to restore the ecological balance.
Yeah.
But it's a reminder that,
Yeah.
tampering with nature,
Yeah.
unforeseen consequences.
Right. Classic example of human interventions.
Okay.
Even those with good intentions
That's right.
can sometimes backfire,
Hmm.
disrupt these delicate ecosystems.
Yeah, so for UPSC,
Yeah.
understanding invasive species,
Right.
their impact on biodiversity,
Yeah.
the challenges of managing them,
Yeah.
it's crucial. It comes up all the time.
Okay.
Environment and ecology,
All right. On to our final topic for this part of our deep dive.
Okay, hit me.
An initiative that's all about empowering women leaders.
That sounds great.
At the grassroots level.
Awesome.
Panchayat Se Parliament 2.0.
Panchayat Se Parliament 2.0. Okay.
This program goes beyond just symbolic representation.
Okay.
It's about equipping elected women representatives
Right.
from scheduled tribes
Mm-hmm.
with the knowledge and skills they need to be effective leaders.
I love that.
So what does the program entail?
So it's a comprehensive program,
Okay.
workshops on constitutional provisions.
Parliamentary procedures, leadership skills.
Wow.
They even have guided tours
Really?
of important places like the new Parliament House,
Wow.
Samvada Hansadan,
Okay.
Rashtrapati Bhawan.
It sounds like they're getting a crash course
They are.
in all things governance.
All things governance, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's about giving them the tools, the confidence
Right.
to participate
Yeah.
in the democratic process from the village level all the way to the parliament.
Wow. And this is being organized
Yeah.
in commemoration of the 150th birth anniversary
Oh, wow.
of Bhagwan Birsa Munda,
Bhagwan Birsa Munda.
a revered tribal leader and freedom fighter.
That's right.
So that adds a whole other layer of significance
Except this,
to this initiative.
a fitting tribute to his legacy,
Yeah.
fighting for the rights of tribal communities.
Yeah.
Powerful statement about empowering women.
Within these communities.
Absolutely. Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we unpack those current events, crucial for your UPSC journey.
Absolutely. So let's rewind a bit, revisit those key insights
Good.
from our first
Okay.
segment.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We started off with that charge sheet, that all-important document
Right, that roadmap.
in criminal proceedings.
Exactly.
And remember, the police, they're bound by those strict deadlines.
Those deadlines, yeah.
60 days for lower court cases.
That's right.
90 days for sessions court cases.
Yeah, I gotta remember those.
Miss that deadline,
Oh,
and the accused can walk free, default bail.
that's right. A point that underscores that concept of due process,
Yeah,
timely justice. Can't forget that.
we can't forget that. And of course, the Supreme Court's emphasis
Oh, yeah.
on solid evidence backing up those charges.
Yeah, no more throwing accusations around lightly.
No more throwing accusations around lightly. It's all about ensuring a fair trial
It is.
for everyone involved.
Absolutely.
Then we shifted gears a little bit, talking about infrastructure,
Oh, yeah, infrastructure.
exploring that newly inaugurated Banihal bypass.
That four-lane marvel.
Yeah, four-lane marvel designed to smooth that traffic flow.
It is an NH44 iconic highway.
On NH44, India's longest national highway.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating case study,
Absolutely.
infrastructure development and connectivity.
Stretching over 3,745 kilometers.
11 states, you said it.
Connecting 11 states.
Yes.
It's really a testament to India's ambitions on that infrastructure front.
Absolutely.
Then we took a plunge
Oh, yeah.
into the depths of the Mediterranean Sea
Okay.
with the KM3 Net project.
That's right.
This scientific endeavor aims to unravel those mysteries
Oh, the mysteries.
of those elusive ghost particles,
Those ghost particles, yeah.
neutrinos.
They really are like tiny cosmic messengers,
They are.
carrying information about distant galaxies
Right.
and the universe's early moments.
Imagine the insights that we could gain
I know, right?
by deciphering their secrets.
It's like having a time machine, like you said before,
Yeah.
that lets us peer into the past and understand how the cosmos has evolved.
And just as neutrinos are adapting to their environment,
Mhm.
we talk about another master of survival,
Oh, right. Yeah.
the golden jackal.
They're doing pretty well for themselves.
They are these adaptable canids,
Yeah.
thriving
Thriving, that's right.
even in human-dominated landscapes.
It's pretty impressive.
It is.
I mean, they've adapted their behavior.
Yeah.
They're nocturnal in urban areas.
Yeah.
Really shows that coexistence is possible.
Yeah, this is a good reminder
What's that?
that understanding those human-wildlife interactions
Right.
and finding ways to ensure that harmonious coexistence is crucial.
Especially in a rapidly developing country like India.
It is, absolutely.
That's so true.
Then we turn our attention to the marvel of modern timekeeping,
Oh, yeah, the atomic clock.
the atomic clock.
I love that thing.
Amazing how those vibrations of those tiny cesium atoms
I know, right?
can be harnessed
It's wild.
to create a clock so incredibly accurate.
That level of precision, so vital.
It is so vital.
For everything, GPS navigation, scientific research, you name it.
And the UK's recent investment
Yeah.
in a new type of atomic clock,
Even better.
Yeah, it just shows that this technology is only going to become more important
Absolutely.
in the years to come.
It's exciting.
It is. Next, we discussed osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis. Yeah.
That condition that weakens bones,
Right.
increases the risk of fractures.
That silent disease.
Yeah, that silent disease.
Yucky.
Because it can develop without, those noticeable symptoms.
Right, yeah.
So early prevention and a healthy lifestyle are crucial.
Absolutely. And it's not just a health concern.
Right.
It's a socioeconomic issue. Got to remember that.
Especially, yeah.
With India's aging population, right.
Absolutely. So it connects to those themes of healthcare infrastructure.
Yeah, social welfare schemes,
Yeah.
the economic implications of all these demographic shifts,
Absolutely.
It all ties in.
We then moved on to some good news for those international students.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
The introduction of those new e-student visas
Those e-student visas, making things easier.
designed to, simplify that application process.
Exactly.
Make India a more attractive study destination.
Love it.
This move reflects India's growing focus on internationalization, attracting that global talent.
It's a good move. Long-term benefits.
Yeah.
For the economy. India's standing in that global education landscape,
Absolutely. But international relations,
Yeah.
not always smooth sailing.
That's right. What happened?
We talked about that potential purchase of the Abdali missile by Bangladesh,
Oh, yeah, the Abdali missile.
raising those concerns about regional security and that balance of power.
It's a complex situation, geopolitics.
It is.
And the role of military technology
Yeah.
in shaping those international relations.
As UPSC aspirants, important to keep a close eye on these developments,
Absolutely.
analyze their potential ramifications.
Couldn't agree more.
And finally, we discussed that case
Oh, yeah.
of Mukuna bracteata in Tamil Nadu.
Mukuna bracteata.
That cautionary tale about an invasive species
It is a cautionary tale, right?
turns from a helpful cover crop into a threat.
Who knew a plant could cause so much trouble?
Right.
But seriously, it underscores the importance of that ecological balance.
Yeah.
The potential consequences of human interventions
Yeah.
in nature.
And the challenges of managing those invasive species.
That's right, and a recurring theme in UPSC environment and ecology.
So it's worth understanding those nuances.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've revisited those key highlights. Now let's delve a bit deeper.
Let's do it.
Challenge ourselves with some of those thought-provoking questions.
All right, let's get those brains working.
This is where we move beyond just knowing the facts
Right.
and analyzing their implications, connecting them to those
Yes.
broader UPSC themes.
I'm ready, are you?
I'm ready. Let's get those intellectual gears turning.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start by revisiting that concept of evidence in criminal cases.
Okay, evidence crucial.
We talked about the Supreme Court's insistence on solid proof
Yeah, solid proof.
to back up accusations.
Can't just be hearsay.
But what happens when access to information is limited
Ooh, that's a good question.
or controlled?
Limited or controlled, yeah.
Think about cases involving, sensitive information,
Right.
national security concerns, even situations where evidence might be tampered with.
Oh, that's tricky.
How does this impact the fairness of the legal process
Yeah, that's a great point.
and the pursuit of justice?
Right. It really makes you think about that balance.
It does. It's a complex issue.
It is.
That forces us to consider,
Yeah.
the delicate balance between transparency
Right.
and the need to protect certain information.
Absolutely.
Speaking of balance, let's think about the golden jackal.
Okay, the golden jackal. Yeah.
While it's impressive, they're thriving
They are impressive.
in those human-dominated landscapes.
Yeah, they are.
Are there potential downsides to this coexistence?
Ooh, downsides like what?
Raises those questions about, potential risks,
Okay, risks.
spread of diseases,
Right.
human-wildlife conflicts,
Hmm.
even the impact on the genetic diversity of the jackal population.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So how do we ensure the well-being of both humans and wildlife
That's the million-dollar question.
as urban areas expand into those natural habitats?
Right, sustainable development.
It's a reminder that sustainable development requires that holistic approach
I agree.
that considers the needs of all stakeholders,
Yeah, all staples.
human and non-human.
That's right.
Now let's shift our focus to the international arena a bit.
Okay, international arena. Let's go global.
India's push to attract those international students.
Yeah, those e-visas. Right.
It's commendable,
It is.
but it also comes with its own set of challenges.
Okay, what kind of challenges?
Think about the potential impact on the domestic education system,
Okay, yeah.
the competition for resources,
Mm-hmm.
even the potential for brain drain.
Oh,
If those students choose to stay abroad after graduation,
yeah. Yeah,
Important factors to consider.
definitely.
It's not just about attracting talent.
Right.
It's about creating an environment
Yeah.
where that talent can flourish.
Flourish and contribute
Yeah.
to India's growth.
To India's growth, absolutely. And speaking of growth,
Okay, growth, I like it.
let's consider those potential implications of the UK's investment in that atomic clock.
Okay, the atomic clock, back to that.
Yeah, back to that atomic clock.
What about it?
It's not just about keeping time more accurately.
Right, it's about strategy.
It's about those strategic implications
Yeah.
of advanced technology.
I'm listening.
How might this influence global technological competition,
Ooh, good question.
particularly in fields like navigation, communication, even defense?
That's right. It's not just about the technology itself.
It's not just about the technology itself.
It's about the impact it has.
It's about those ripple effects
Right.
that extend far beyond those immediate applications.
I see where you're going with this.
Speaking of unintended consequences,
Oh, yeah. Unintended consequences. Always got to think about those.
let's go back to Mucuna bracteata.
Mucuna bracteata, that invasive vine.
This invasive species, it's a stark reminder
Of what?
that human interventions in nature,
Mm-hmm.
even those with the best intentions,
Right. Even the best intentions.
can sometimes backfire.
They can.
So it raises questions about the thoroughness of ecological assessments,
Good point.
the long-term monitoring
Got to monitor.
of those introduced species.
Yeah, and the importance of biodiversity conservation.
It's about recognizing that our actions have consequences,
Fair job.
intended and unintended,
You too.
and understanding the interconnectedness of ecological systems.
I like that. Interconnectedness. It's all connected.
It is. It really is.
So how do we make sense of all of this
Yeah.
for our UPSC preparation?
It's about connecting the dots,
Connecting the dots, yeah.
seeing how these seemingly disparate events relate to those
To those broader themes, right?
broader UPSC themes.
That UPSC loves to test us on.
Think about those ethical dimensions of evidence gathering,
Yeah.
the challenges of sustainable development,
Mm-hmm.
the complexities of international relations,
Yeah.
and the importance of that ecological balance.
Right. It's not just about rote learning.
Well,
It's about analytical thinking,
it is.
critical reasoning skills,
Yeah.
and the ability to synthesize information
Synthesize.
from all these different sources to form those well-rounded perspectives.
It's about seeing the big picture.
Yeah.
It's like we're putting together this giant puzzle.
A puzzle, yeah.
Each of these current events is a piece.
A piece of the puzzle.
Helps us to see the bigger picture.
The bigger picture, that's what it's all about.
So how do we take all of this, apply it to our UPSC preparation?
It's about, going beyond just the surface level,
Okay.
digging deeper into those underlying themes and concepts.
Right.
Like, for example, the charge sheet discussion
Yeah.
wasn't just about a legal document, right?
Right.
It was about, those principles of due process,
Okay.
the balance of power within the criminal justice system,
Yeah.
protection of individual rights.
Connecting those dots.
Yeah.
Seeing how a seemingly isolated event actually reflects broader legal and social issues.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Right.
And the Banihal bypass, right.
Yeah, the Banihal bypass.
Wasn't just about easing traffic congestion.
Yeah.
It was about understanding the role of infrastructure development
Uh-huh.
in boosting economic growth, connecting regions,
Yeah.
even impacting, tourism and defense logistics.
Seeing those ripple effects.
Ripple effects, yeah.
Stemming from a single event.
Exactly. And the KM3net project
Oh, yeah, the KM3net.
wasn't just about, chasing after some elusive particles.
Right.
It was about the human desire to understand the universe.
Yeah.
The power of scientific inquiry,
Absolutely.
the potential for those groundbreaking discoveries.
It's about appreciating those big questions,
Mhm. The big questions, yeah.
those mysteries that drive scientific exploration.
And the ingenuity of the scientists,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries.
Pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible,
Absolutely.
and the golden jackal's adaptation
Oh, yeah, the golden
to
jack.
those human-dominated landscapes.
So well?
It wasn't just a quirky animal fact.
No, it's much more than that.
It was about those complexities
Yeah.
of human-wildlife interactions.
The challenges of conservation, especially in a rapidly developing world.
Finding those sustainable solutions
Yeah.
that balance the needs of both humans and wildlife.
Got to find that balance.
And the development of that new atomic clock in the UK
Yeah, the atomic clock.
wasn't just a technological advancement.
Right. It was about strategy.
It was about those strategic implications
Yeah.
of precision technology.
That global race, for technological dominance.
Seeing those larger geopolitical forces at play.
They're always there.
The interconnectedness of technological advancements in international relations.
Is fascinating, really.
And the case of Mucuna bracteata.
Mucuna bracteata, yeah, that was a tough one.
Wasn't just an environmental mishap.
No, it was about the delicate balance of ecosystems, unintended consequences.
Recognizing that our actions have consequences, right?
Absolutely, both intended and unintended.
And the Panchayat C Parliament 2.0 initiative.
That's a great initiative.
Wasn't just about empowering women.
No, it's about so much more.
It was about promoting inclusive governance.
Yeah.
Strengthening